Okay, good morning, everybody. This is Chris from the Stewart Buzz. We have a couple of things that we want to go over today. By the way, happy Friday. Um, we are having a fair it's an art festival down in downtown Stewart today. If you guys want to scoot by over the weekend, it is on Saturday and Sunday. All our stores will be having major sales. So if you would like to stop by, just a little commercial for us. First off, I want to mention something that is absolutely ridiculous. So the city decided to tell the porta potty people, because that's what they have to put porta potties out when they have these festivals, and they chose a parking spot, the public parking spots, in the back of our stores. And of all the spots, they decided to put them in the handicap spot. Seriously? The one, the only handicap spot. So, of course, I'm going to be pissed off, and I'm going to call them and say, hey, guys, are you serious right now that you are blocking a handicap spot with porta potties? Like, you can't pick another spot? That is completely wrong. Me having a difficult time walking at times, and forget about me. What about all the other people that actually have to really use a handicap spot? And their answer was, well, and this is where we always park them. If you want to pay to move them, you can. I'm like, are you serious right now? Yes, the city told us to park them there. Well, I actually am calling out the city on this one. I really think that you shouldn't be blocking off handicap parking spots when there are a dozen other spots. You could have put them. So, logically, think this out. I tried calling them about, I don't know, 8, 9 times this morning. No answer. Thank God we have some really good people in the law enforcement here in downtown, and they were able to do something. So I doubt they'll be moved, but hopefully in the future they'll use their brains and not to block off handicap parking spots for those people that are unable to be able to walk far distance, like over at the park. The second thing I want to bring up, believe it or not, first of all, I'm not saying that it's weird. I'm not saying I want your opinion on this, okay? Because honestly, I am. It's a little weird that President Trump and Elon Musk are doing interviews together. Has anybody seen J.D. Vance? I wonder what that dude is. Because it seems like Elon Musk and Donald Trump are connected by the hips. And, not that that's bad. The dude's doing, things that he needs to do, and the president is doing things he needs to do. But, I mean, the vice president of the United States seems to be getting dissed a little bit, in my opinion. We have been seeing a more active communications through pilots, some of them in the Air Force, some of them that have been on secret flights. One of them, Air Force person, pilot, was on a secret flight and reported to see a football-size, unidentified flying object. Now, this does not mean an alien. It just means it's an unidentified football-size object flying in the air. Well, maybe somebody is a really good kicker, but if you're up high in the sky in a secret flight on a jet and a football-size unidentified flying object seems to come by you, yeah, I don't think it's natural for that to happen, unless it was just a drone. But they're pretty high up, and I would have a problem with that. Also, there is a Representative Salzman. I think I got the name, Salzman or something like that. They filed a bill here in Florida to lower the age to 18 to carry a gun. So to lower it from 21 to 18 to carry a gun. Well, as it is right now, I'm licensed. I got a license for it. I went to class for it, to carry. You don't need to do that anymore. You just need to get a background check. And if you're not a lunatic or you're not a felon, there you go. You got yourself a gun, and everybody can carry it, which I don't have a problem with, by the way. I'm definitely pro gun. But I mean, what's a little bit strange is you want to lower it from 21 to 18. I think 21 is a more suitable age. So you can't drink alcohol until you're 21, but you can carry a lethal weapon at 18. Hey, listen, it may make sense to you. I don't know. It doesn't seem to make sense to me. I think it's a little weird. But hey, that's me. The other thing, I just find it really strange that there are certain parts of the government that are actually saying America is being destroyed right now. So I know for a fact for the last 4 years, or maybe 5, and that things, no, 4 years, I guess, things have been on a downturn, housing, everything like that. Well, I got to tell you, I'm hoping that it turns around. I believe it will. I think things are going to get better. I believe that the cuts will be a good thing, and for the most part. Let's get away from the political thing. So we were talking about like psychic mediums and psychics and astrologers and card readers and things like that yesterday inside the store. And I'm thinking about taking the podcast inside the store with a note on the front. If you want to be filmed, come in the store. If you do not want to be filmed, then don't come in the store. There'll be certain days that we'll do it. But it's really cool. It's almost like a Pawn Stars type of thing, but it'll be inside the store and people will be picking out the crystals, or they'll bring some crystals in. People do bring crystals in and they want to sell, which is pretty cool. Some of them have really good deals. I'm thinking about doing that. Excuse me. I would love your opinion on that. Hold on one second. Okay, that worked. If you see me do this, it's only because that's how I control my watch here. So I'm thinking about doing that. But anyway, so when people come to our store and they want to be a reader at the store, some people are like, well, what do you mean? Because it's very strict that we as readers are not allowed to ask you any questions. And you are not allowed to ask any questions to us either. So it's a little strange when they say, well, how come I can't ask any questions? I said, well, honestly, I feel that you'd be profiling the individual. I mean, God, if you ask the question, so what would you like me to focus on today? And then the person's like, well, I really want to know about my love life or like my job. Well, then the psychic person already knows that your love life and your job suck. Or else, why would you be asking about that, right? So I want your feedback on that as well. Why? I mean, if you came with a list of items that you wanted to know, we should actually be able to answer those list of items because they're in your head. And that's what real psychics do. We should be able to actually answer the question before you ask them. So, hello, wake up. That's the deal. So if you do want to read here at all and we interview you, that's the way we do it. All the girls here follow the same rules. So just so you know that. We were talking about pendulums yesterday and how Kaylee was doing the pendulum. That is on our short, on our YouTube site. Just hit shorts and you'll see. Not like shorts like you're wearing on your pants, but shorts, you know. And I was, so I also believe that everybody that comes into the store says they're a psychic medium. Some people get certified. This is my pet peeve here. They get certified. They're certified mediums. So somebody's certified that you're talking to a dead dude. I mean, really? Um, I'm not so sure how you can be certified to talk to a dead dude. I mean, like, I think the only person that can say that you're talking to a dead dude is God. But I mean, if the messages come through, that's very cool. I mean, I do it, but I don't know what I'm doing. All these people seem to know what they're doing, which to me I find a little strange as well. But I believe that people have the gift. I am not the only one that has the gift. I'm sure there's amazing people out there. But be careful for those people that will ask you those questions. If you go to a psychic and they start asking you those kind of questions, they use that to give you what they call a cold reading. Okay? And it's pretty easy to be able to do that. I'm also going to have a segment on the podcast when we go live. And when we go live, then you will be able to get a live reading. It was from a dead reading. But anyway, that you'll be able to comment on the sides. There'll be text and stuff like that. So we're going to be doing that as well. I just figured I'd fill you in on that. The things that are going on that I have not really had a conversation to talk to you about. Excuse me, I have to have my coffee. So it was kind of annoying this morning when I pulled up and I actually saw that. I couldn't believe that, like, they would put a porta potty there. I know I'm going backwards, but I just wanted to let you know. A recent study, by the way, we looked at and looked into what happens on brain activity of a clinically dead patient. So apparently, there's a spike in brain activity just before you pass away. Dr. Stewart, okay, he's an anesthesiologist. Try to say that fast. Jeez, that's great. And a professor at the University of Arizona. He's offered the insight into this matter as to of the spike of like just before you pass. Must be like seeing the light or something like that. I don't know. They put sensors on your brain. Can you imagine that? Like you're dying, right? Your family's all around, and it's sad, and like people are like crying and say, "Oh my God, oh hey, ma'am, can I put a sensor on this head of your dying uncle or father or mother? I just want to see if there's any brain activity just before the person dies." How do you do that? I don't even know how to go about asking for that, but anyway, that's what they do. Um, they put small sensors. I'm reading it right here. Of 7 extremely ill patients who had just minutes left to live. They're like, wait a minute, don't die. I need to put a sensor on your head. Oh no. Okay, as soon as they do that, it captures the information, puts it onto a computer, and shows a huge spike as the person passes away. But then there's no more brain activity because the person's not there anymore. I don't believe in death, to be honest with you. I think that there is no death. You just move on. So the energy spiked up and moved forward. Maybe they need that in order to propel themselves out of their own bodies so they can move forward. That's what I think. Elon Musk, very cool things that he's doing too, is that he just recently did some implants, brain implants with chips. And all the person has to do is, so the quadriplegic, all this person has to do is literally think, and the computer will do whatever he thinks. No, don't need to move. You just like this. A quadriplegic just can't move anything. Just sit here and think. And then the computer will do all the things that you're thinking in your mind, and it goes over to there. And the next thing that he's working on is the second chip that goes inside your brain, and it talks to each muscle. it speaks to the muscles and it helps the person move, walk. A quadriplegic that can walk because of this chip that's inside the brain. I mean, this is really futuristic kind of stuff, but it's happening like right now. It's happening right now, which to me is absolutely amazing. They said that like my 17-year-old daughter would have an opportunity to live to 150 years old. Now, I know all the pessimists out there are like, who the hell wants to live to 150 years old? Well, I do. I have things to do. And I don't hate living. I would like to live to 150. I think I'm going to live to 110, but if that doesn't work, you can watch this podcast and laugh at me. We'll see. So that's it. I'm going through all the things that like were crazy. So it actually it has a picture of the person leaving the body. It says the scientists claim have discovered evidence of a soul leaving the body when we die. So that's pretty cool. What's another thing on UFOs, by the way, just so you know, to come back to the UFOs from the Air Force, seeing UFOs, and this is all true. It's all going to come out. It's all going to come out definitely within the next 4 years. In Turkey, the airport actually completely shut down for over an hour because they saw an odd UFO sighting. So they shut down for several hours in Turkey because they weren't sure what the object was. I believe that it was probably a drone, but it was an altitude about 8,000 to 10,000 feet. The drone's like your average drone you buy at Walmart or something like that. Does that actually go that high? For some reason, I don't think so. If it does, that's cool. But anyway, it's happening all over the world now. It's just not here or in Roswell or, Area 51 stuff. It's just not here. It's all over the world. So, like, I guess, is everybody making it up? But, back in the day with the crop circles, we found that, 50% of the crop circles were made by man. And then they decided to write a book about it, which is actually the way to go, I guess. So let's talk about NASA. They issued a warning about an asteroid dubbed a city killer. Really? Do you have nothing better to do? Why can't we call it like, something friendly? But it's a city killer. And it poses an increased risk to collide with Earth. Now, so you're reading that portion of the top of the story, right? Which is absolutely insane. And potentially impacting 100 million people in the blast zone. Oh, hey, thank you for that wonderful news this Friday, right? And an asteroid currently going through the atmosphere, or at least universe, if you want to call it, through the galaxy at a speed of about 17 kilometers per second, which is about 38,000 miles an hour. I mean, like, seriously, my Mustang can do that. Do we have the technology to shoot this asteroid down before it came to Earth? Now, what's really weird to me is these things that are now being brought up in the news. I have a cheat sheet and everything here, like, things that I read, and like years ago, these things were movies, and now they seem to be becoming reality. Let's even talk about the Jetsons. I mean, think about that, right? They have hovering cars. And now we have Teslas that sound like that when they back up. Every time a Tesla backs up, I think of the Jetsons. I don't know why. I can't be the only one that thinks that. But NASA is warning people, 100 million people in the blast zone of asteroid heading for Earth in 2032. That's not too far away, by the way. We need to get our shit together. So if you plan on like boosting up your credit cards and going out and spending because the asteroid's going to hit in 2032, I'd wait. Don't do it. For some reason, I think that they have the ability to blast this asteroid into pieces. I mean, is it going to maybe hurt a car or something? Maybe. I don't think it's going to be the end of the world. Although it did happen like a really long time ago. That's why we don't see too many dinosaurs anymore. Just a few. But honestly, I don't think that it didn't have those kind of, technology that we do today that we can actually just like zap something and kill it. So hopefully, we also have the world's first humanoid with lifelike muscles, bones. It twitches to life. It came to life. They have a video of it. If you want to just Google world's first humanoid robot, and you can actually watch this thing come to life. It looks like a human being that's being hung up on this string, not by, Geppetto or anything like that with the Pinocchio dude. This looks real. It's not made out of wood. It's actually a humanoid. And we're making these robots look so much like people. Again, let's go back into the movies. I believe Will Smith did a movie like that, right? I mean, he did something about, what was it? I Am Legend or something like that. But he did something where the robots took over, which is a little strange. And so there is one more topic I think I want to bring up. And oh Lord, we don't want to talk about that. We don't want to talk about that. That's crazy stuff. So I'm going to post a picture of this porta potty thing. And that will be the end of that conversation. If anybody wants to comment on the things that I talked about today, you can right below or on this video. So hopefully you guys will find what I found today interesting, because literally I look at this news every day and it's just insane. I mean, you're talking about Diddy's lawyer abruptly quits the case with a shocking statement. I mean, the dude's not even allowed out of jail. Okay? I think he's done. There's a lot of people that will probably be on that list, by the way. So, I mean, I would watch for that list. That's going to be a pretty big one. There's another thing that says shocking deep sea discovery made an area where Bible says Moses parted the Red Sea. This is like, okay, so he parted the Red Sea. How long ago this happened? When do we let this go? All right, the dude parted the Red Sea. I can't imagine that being that difficult. I'm going to go try it. I had to find a Red Sea, though, and I had to kind of find a way to part it. I can't imagine it being that hard. But that's another, I mean, some of these things that they have on here. A woman who died spent 3 days in heaven. She, I, I, I I don't know. I, so she died for 6 minutes and coming back with visions of the future. So, so heaven, you get to see going forward, the future. And she spent days there. I wonder if food is cheaper. I wonder if you could buy eggs there. It kind of know the story's not real when they have all these lines on it. But anyway, it's a way to get it, it's a blog apparently, and it's in the regular news. But it's kind of weird when you go through these news things and finding. So we have something here from Stewart. The Stewart City Commissioners vote Monday on development property rights in East Stewart. It's a hotel that was being built right on Colorado over there. That's on hold right now because it hasn't been approved. I don't know if anybody knows that, but that is on hold. I think they were building that because of the Bright Line, which I still think is coming here. But who the hell knows? Nothing's even moving forward. Americans receive mysterious deposit that's not from IRS. 2 ways to stop fees automatically disappearing. Refund. Oh, Lord. So Trump wants to go to Fort Knox. He is personally going to inspect Fort Knox from the stolen gold. Now, honestly, I believe there's some stolen gold from Fort Knox. I mean, seriously, right now. Like, the people that are in charge of Fort Knox have an opportunity to steal from Fort Knox. Who's going to know? Nobody is allowed in Fort Knox. Like the old joke when we were younger, or for you young people, you weren't younger, is that building is like Fort Knox. You can't get in. So you can't get into Fort Knox. And originally they told them, no, you can't come in. Sorry, you don't have the proper tickets. So apparently President Trump is deciding to go to Fort Knox and count the gold bars himself. Okay. So what happens if the gold bars are missing? I mean, the chances of finding those gold bars are pretty, slim to none. But I guess he'll probably fire the people that actually did that. So the news gives you like this really scary future. None of it says, hey, things are going to be fantastic, things are going to be great. Chilling video shows what might happen if an asteroid hits Earth in 2032, like I was talking about before. Let it go. Is it going to hit us or is it not going to hit us? If it's not going to hit us, stop putting it into our mind, because then all those people that are sort of like, sensitive and scared of life to begin with is going to be like scared. And I think putting that into their heads is really not too fair. The other one I have here is a woman died with blood oozing from her eyes. This is real news on the real news. One day being told she didn't have disease. So typically bleeding from their eyes is not a normal thing. I don't remember ever waking up with blood coming out of my eyeballs. I think that would be a bit strange. So apparently she had blood pouring down her eyes. That is the first clue that you might want to go to urgent care, just to let you know. So that's it for me today. Remember, Sunday is Esther. She will be here and we'll have the amazing adventures of Esther Bay. Wonder what she's going to happen. What's going to happen with her? She wasn't here last week, so it's going to be 2 weeks worth of amazing adventures from Esther Bay. Stay tuned for that. And don't forget, we have the art festival down here in downtown Stewart. I really advise everybody to come by. It is very cool. And we have new stuff in the store as well. Some interesting, cool things that you haven't seen before. From outer space, an asteroid that hit the Earth in 2032 when I went forward. I did. I traveled forward. I went to a machine and I pressed a couple buttons and I went forward and got a piece of that asteroid, brought it back. Yeah. We have that right in the store. So you come in and take a look at it. That would be fun. And if you want to come in today, by the way, Wendy is there. She'll always entertain you. She's entertaining. She's not allowed to touch the crystals because if she does, then this is what happens. She breaks them. So Wendy is a wonderful worker. She's a great person, always on time, by the way. And she has a habit of just breaking crystals. So that's pretty fun that we have her. No, only kidding. She is a good person. And that is it for me today. So I hope you guys have a blessed day, and I will talk to you whenever. Bye.